Let's start by reviewing what a stereotype is. A stereotype is a widespread assumption about a person or group of people. We need to understand what stereotypes are for our unit on culture in the Middle East. Our guiding question is, what is the danger of a single story? This question is asking us, what is the danger or what is the harm in believing stereotypes about the Middle East, specifically for us? Today, we're going to compare and contrast sources that promote and challenge stereotypes in the Middle East. You're going to start on slide 5 by watching this brief TED Talk video about stereotypes in the Middle East. The speaker is explaining different stereotypes that exist about Middle Easterners, and I'd like you in the stop box to list 2 reasons, according to the video, stereotypes about the Middle East exist. Now, in social studies, it's important to remember that our job is to challenge stereotypes. There is a lot of danger in just believing a single story or a single version of experiences. So we need to look for the truth, we need to look for the reality, which is often much more complicated and diverse than just one version of things. So let's look at our task. Again, you're going to compare and contrast sources that promote and challenge stereotypes. So down here, you have a link to sources that promote stereotypes. So these sources are going to show the Middle East in a harmful way. And sources that challenge stereotypes, these sources are going to show a much more honest, diverse, realistic version of the Middle East. So let me just show you what they look like. The promoting stereotype slides look like this. It's going to start with directions. There's a source from Aladdin, an example of costumes, and a scene from Indiana Jones, if you're familiar with that movie. And then the challenging stereotype slides look similar, but again, these sources are going to be much more realistic depictions of the Middle East. So these ones are mostly photographs. There's not as many videos here, but it shows photographs from everyday life in the Middle East. Now, if we go back to the directions, your task is to choose one source from the promoting stereotype slides. So it could be the one from Aladdin, or the costumes, or the Indiana Jones, and one source from the challenging stereotype slide. So it could be any of these photographs. You're going to choose one from each. And in this note catcher, you're going to compare and contrast them using this chart. You're definitely going to want to make sure you tell your social studies teacher what sources you've selected. So for example, if you chose the sources from Aladdin, you would put Aladdin here, or it's also called source A. Just make sure you're identifying it in some sort of way. And then you want to answer each of these questions for each source. So make observations. How does the source portray the Middle East? How does it make it seem? What kind of place does it make the Middle East seem? Does this source promote a harmful stereotype of the Middle East? Does it make the Middle East seem like a bad place with not great people? If so, it is harmful and it's disrespectful to the people of that region. And we're showing you guys this to help you understand the stereotypes that do exist so that we can challenge them and show a much more accurate and respectful representation of this part of the world. And then I want you to list 2 questions you have about the source. These can be any questions you have, but don't skip over this part because it's important to be questioners and to be curious. You're going to finish by answering this exit ticket question, which is, what is the danger of a single story in the Middle East? Again, that's our guiding question. So respond to this in complete sentences. If you have questions, please let your social studies teacher know. Good luck.